YouTube, how's it going everyone? Welcome to the channel. For those guys that are, coming back, thank you. I really do appreciate all your support. We're literally on 420 subs as this video goes live. And the purpose of today's video, guys, is in the background you can see something that most people have been playing or watching or talking about in their own videos, is Blackout. Blackout is the Battle Royale part of Black Ops, which is coming out October 12th. And this video, guys, is basically going to be me talking about it, and in the background is the first duos win that I actually got with my friend Tom, or Smithy as you guys might know from previous Fortnite videos or whatever. So going straight into it then, the good, the bad. So the good, it's super smooth, better than the other two console battle royale games of, well, there is three if you count Fortnite, but of this type, so the FPS sort of game. So you've got H1Z1 and you've also got PUBG on Xbox. So this one kind of fits into that category alongside the console first person shooter battle royale games. A lot smoother than both of those games, and the graphics and the sort of way that it runs and looks, and I've only got a normal PS4, I haven't got the PS4 Pro, and it runs quite smooth. It really is like a pleasure to play. So then, there is also a really good spread of people on the map. So when you fly in, you can see that there's, I think it was like 88 or 90 people towards the end of the beta in one game. And there was not really one sort of location that people would fly into. So on Fortnite you've got tilted towers where you knew if you landed there you'd always have loads of people. On this, as long as you really landed at like a named location, you would be able to get a fair few kills there, providing that you were actually wanting to sort of loot up and go and then push kids, rather than just spending all your time like hiding and looting and trying to get all of your sort of backpacks and all of that stuff. I thought it was quite easy to find weapons. Now sometimes you would land in a house and there'd be absolutely nothing there, but you would always be able to find something, whether it be a pistol or a shotgun. And then also sort of throwing in there into the mix, then you then got boxes and then hidden sort of Easter egg challenges so you could kill. There was a massive like monster in a graveyard, you guys might know the name to that, but I managed to kill him once. And within the box you've got level 3 armor, a gold weapon, which is basically a normal weapon with loads and loads of attachments on there, like fully filled out with attachments. I also thought that the menu for weapons was really nice. So if you was in a game and you press start, the menu that popped up was actually really easy to use, and I thought it was really like a really clever thing that Treyarch have put in. Very easy to take off attachments, drop attachments, view what meds and stuff you've got in your backpack, and all of that sort of stuff. I thought was really clean. Also vehicles, so there is vehicles. So those guys that have seen the trailers, you've got boats, and all I'm played, you've got boats, you've got a helicopter, you've got mongooses or like quad bikes, and then you've got like a big army truck. Now I thought all of those vehicles are absolutely perfect. The helicopter, obviously the pilot can't shoot, so the only shooting done by that is by the people that sit on the outside. But they're really easy to then shoot. So like, sorry guys, my phone's ringing. But they're really easy to then shoot off. There's so many clips that I've seen online where people have been sniped out of helicopters because they've just been flying them so low, or trying to get the teammates a nice angle on to shoot kids, and either the teammates get sniped or the pilot gets sniped, and then at that point it's game over. The only thing that I do think is kind of weird is that with the big trucks you can only have a driver and then 4 people in the back. I'm just recording, Mark.
Top right.
Alright, so you literally can't, like I said, you can have one person in the front and then the rest of the people have to jump in the back. Now, I don't know if there's actually a limit on the amount of people that can jump in the back, because you don't actually fill a space, you don't actually sit down, you just literally jump into the back. So there might be like, well obviously there's a limit because there's only really 4 going to be in a team and one will be driving, so it's 3. But you could have some fun with that in a private lobby if that ever came, and you could just literally chuck about 10 people in there if they fit. And then obviously the mongoose was just for 2 people and super exposed, so And also the thing about vehicles is they're really, really, really loud. So it's not like H1Z1 where at the end of the game, you know, you've got everyone's on a vehicle driving at each other, trying to blow each other up and whatever. You know, at the end of the game on this, in my experience, every single person or every single gunfight or every single end game comes down to a gunfight, and it's played out really tactically, and it just feels like a really good addition to Call of Duty.
Okay, what we're gonna do, yeah.
Next then, guys, so onto map size now. Some people saying the map size is too big for the amount of people. So I think it was really, like basically perfect. Like I said previously, there's a good spread of people across the map, and it doesn't take too long really to sort of travel it. You know, there's plenty of vehicles around, and if you're gonna have vehicles in a game, then you're gonna want a map that sort of allows that to be a thing, allows people to use the vehicles, and not just sort of have them there but a bit pointless because you could just run that distance anyway. And then when the game, or when the beta should I say, first dropped, the damage of the circle literally did nothing. So you could literally, you know, run in the circle. It would only take 1 damage off you at every sort of point of the game, whether it be early game or late game. It would only ever do 1 damage. Towards the end of it, maybe they've gone too far with the damage of the circle. So the first sort of circle is 1 damage. So if you're in there, you're only going to lose like 1 bit of health every time. Then sort of mid game, I think it takes 2 off, and then towards the end of the game it's like 5, and I didn't ever actually get in the circle to like literally like very end game, so it might even go to sort of almost 10, or it might stay at 5. That bit you guys will probably know or find elsewhere. But I thought it worked really well. Obviously the circle has a purpose, and the purpose of that is to make the area in which people can fight smaller. You don't want people to be running around in there, and if you're getting damaged by the circle, that's your own fault for not really, you know, keeping a sort of clear head and really concentrating as to where the circle is, how long you've got left to loot, and how long you've got left to get in there. But that's sort of all the good things in my opinion, guys. So moving on to the bad parts of this video, not of this video, but the bad parts are so moving on to the bad parts of Black Ops 4 Blackout. Most people will have this opinion, and that opinion is that level 3 armor needs to go. The one biggest thing that I really didn't like about Blackout was the fact that
I feel like I heard footsteps.
come on, how you go?
On the roof, yo. He's on the roof. I knew it. He's knocked on the roof, but I'm not.
So the one biggest thing that I really didn't like about Blackout was that armor in the game was not balanced at all, and therefore it sort of exposed the weapon balancing issues that obviously every first-person shooter game has. You know, level 3 armor was pathetic. If you manage to snag yourself a level 3 armor, you're basically going to get to the end game no matter what. It lasts forever. You know, you could literally be right up behind someone with a shotgun hitting them, and they would be able to turn around, and if you've got level 1 or 2 armor, you would die because for whatever reason level 3 armor did not seem to ever disappear. The amount of times where I got into gunfights with ARs and SMGs, or even shotguns and nades and all of that sort of stuff, and still not managed to clean up the kill. Now that's not just me as a player. If you look on Twitter, on Twitch at people's clips, Nade shot even rage and broke a headset from it. It's pathetic. The armor on the game was just probably ruined most people's experiences. And then obviously I touched on weapon balancing in that game. There's a lot of AR problems where, you know, there was some SMGs in the game, or what I thought was SMGs, actually could map you better and have better accuracy and damage than most ARs. The ABR, for example, was a burst gun. And that and the swordfish, in my opinion, were above all of the ARs in the game. You know, they're burst weapons. The ABR, I think it's ABR, came with it's basically the AUG, so the AUG came with a built-in like 2x sight, which was absolutely disgusting, guys. Like, you could rinse people's nuts with that thing. You know, it was really like nice to use. worked smooth. But like I said, it wasn't balanced at all. Like if you didn't get yourself one of them, you was gonna struggle. And the same with the snipers as well. There was 2 snipers in there. I think one was called the Kalashnikov, and the other one was the Paladin. And the Paladin was literally like 50 cal bullets. It was like about 50 cal. He was just smacking kids. Like you hit someone, they would feel that. Like that was not tickling kids at all. All the Kalashnikov was doing was just giving away your position, and you like hit a kid and you probably wouldn't kill him. But that's kind of it, guys. We're coming towards the end of the video now. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. I really hope that you guys sort of make sure that you're tuning into all the videos. If you're new, I really hope you like the video, and I hope that you're going to subscribe right now and hit the bell button for those guys that haven't already. You'll get a notification every time I upload or I stream. But yeah, so there's plenty more Blackout gameplays to come. I've got a load of stuff recorded, which I'm going to try and get some stuff edited tonight and pre-uploaded for this week. And then we only got 2 weeks then until the game comes out. It drops on a Friday, so I'm going to try and get some time off so I can play on the Friday, get some gameplays. And then also touching right guys, so at this point in the video, my microphone actually, my webcam actually stopped working. For whatever reason, I don't know, but I was actually just about to touch base and start talking about competitive in Black Ops. Now, there's a bit of a rumour going around that it's going to be 5 on a team, there's going to be 4 on a team. Now, I'm currently actually looking to become part of a team with you know, who wants to be able to fund a Call of Duty team into Black Ops. Now, obviously, more than willing to put the time in, and for years, those of you that are friends, those of you that are close to me will know the amount of time that I've put in over the years trying to find a good team, trying to actually practice and play properly and learn from mistakes, entering tournaments, entering leagues, going to LAN events. You know, I've wanted to do all of that sort of stuff for a very long time, and I think I've played comp for about 7 years. So I'm talking to a few people on Twitter at the moment, trying to sort of keep my options open. I don't really want to lock into anything right now. I've got a couple of things that are looking really good. I'm going to actually speak to one of the guys tonight as this video goes live. I most likely will already be speaking to him. And he's actually a German guy. And you know, fully funded team, and he's actually looking for all the things that I want from next year, and I'm more than willing to, you know, put the hours in of practice, which might mean that, you know, there's not as many YouTube uploads, but then there will be more vlogs when I'm at LAN events and things like that. So, you know, the video's coming to an end right now anyway, guys, so I do really hope you enjoyed it. I know I said it just earlier before, but that was before my mic cut out. I hope you're all having a wicked day, and as always, have a very lovely day. Bye!
Let me show you.